What is going on, y'all? This is Comms Engineering, and in a previous series, I have made a dummy version of a J.A.R.V.I.S car assistant app, and it was okay. But in this video, we're gonna massively improve that with an AI assistant called Vapi. This is a company that has developed a text-to-speech assistant for kind of automation calls and really anything that you kind of assign it, you can do. In my case, I'm gonna be using it for making a cool, like I said, updating the Xcode app. So for you Windows developers and Android developers, this video is not for you, unfortunately. You need a MacBook for this, unless you want to use a Mac on a virtual machine, which I don't recommend because you won't be able to, I mean, you'd have to launch that instance each and every time you want to use the app. So that isn't ideal, unless you want to use it. Who knows? You may be a psychopath. So here you can actually test it out. So if you give it a try, allow this to work.
I'm an assistant that you can talk to like a person. So, how's your day going?
My day's going good. Could you tell me about the weather?
I'd love to dive into the weather, but before I do, would you mind telling me how you found out about Vapi?
And so it's just an AI assistant. If you go into the Vapi Dashboard, once you log in and make an account for this, you have all your developer tools here on the left-hand side. You have things from assist, like making your own assistant with, you can make your own assistant with your own voice, which we'll get into on how to do that. You can test, chat, and talk to the assistant. You can also assign workflow, pretty much flow charts of straight up logic of what you want your app to do. So here you have an introduction, right? As soon as you launch Vapi, it'll say, hey there. And the prompt says you're a helpful assistant. So this is just prompting what its purpose is. And if you press this plus sign, you've got a bunch of nodes that you can add. Conversation nodes, API request nodes, end call, transfer, and then tools. And you can select tools kind of like Google Sheets to hey, can you put this on a Google Sheet for me? Hey, just log this for me. You know, that stuff like that. You can also come here and create a tool. You've got Slack, MCP. You've got phone number. This is not your actual phone's phone number. This is your Vapi phone numbers. You know, if you want to send out automated calls and messages, this is what you're going to need to use. You got to create squads, not sure what that is. And you have obviously your Vapi API keys. You have a private one for your server and your backend system. And then you have a public one, which is going to be for your front end client system, like web apps and whatnot. And then you have test suites, obviously. So if you click the expand and you go into your settings, you have something called integration. And then in these integrations, you have so many different AI models that you can integrate with this app, right? So I have an API, I have an integration with 11 Labs, for example. This is a voice cloning AI tool. Keep in mind that if you actually want to use this on a daily basis, they will not be free. Like some of them need like I don't know, $10 to $20 a month subscription. AI model generation is not a easy thing to put into production. You've Minimax, Azure Speech, OpenAI, so your ChatGPT API key. You know, you can even have Gemini, Anthropic, so many more. Cloud provider, you can put an AWS S3 credential. Holy crap. Google Cloud, Azure, oh my gosh. And so for the first part of this video, you need to have a couple of things. Xcode, Vapi account, a Vapi API account, right? If you want to use voice cloning, you will need an 11 Labs subscription. You will also need to use the client SDK iOS GitHub repository. This is a package that these wonderful people have created specifically for Vapi integration package dependencies for iOS development. It's an insanely easy installation. First, we're going to go into Xcode Launcher. We're going to create a new project, right? We're going to do app next, and then we're going to do car AI like video. It's going to be Swift UI as the interface. Language is going to be Swift. You can keep the rest the same and then hit next and then create, and you can keep the check as create a Git repository, because that'll be useful. And so here you are in the IDE itself. So you got your phone on the right. This is basically what the app is going to be showing you on the phone. If you click on car AI video here, your minimum deployments, you can choose what iOS iOS software version you're going to be running this app on. So if you go to the targets, minimum deployments, and you can choose, I believe this chooses by default whatever your connected iPhone is. If you want to use a a specific version, you can do that here. To set up the actual phone, so when you're actually running this app, you want to click here and you want to have your phone connected via cable like Lightning or USB-C. I believe you can do it wirelessly, but I'm not too sure. So I'm moving ahead. First off, you've got tests, right? We're just going to be dealing with these two right here. First thing you want to do is copy this URL and then go back to Xcode, go to File, Add Package Dependencies. I've got a couple here that I've already added. However, all you need to do is just paste that repository. Whoa, copy this and then paste that repository here. And then it will bring up literally the repository page, and you can just click Add Package. And it's fetching it. Yep, that's right. That's the Vapi package. And it will add the dependencies right there. See, that just popped up. Inside of this, you've got a README, package.swift. This is basically kind of like a package.json, but instead it's for the Swift version. This is where all your dependency syntax is going to be. So like the name and then the platforms and then the product. However, you're not done yet. You have to go into here, and then you actually have to go into your targets. And then you click the project target, go scroll all the way down until you see frameworks, libraries, and embedded content. You're gonna hit the plus sign and you're gonna choose that Vapi package and hit enter. And now it is actually activated. So now it can be used in Swift UI. If you don't do that, it won't. So in the examples, so if you clicked on the package dependencies and go to the examples, you've got some examples, right? So we actually declared this project as a Swift UI project, not a UI kit call. So we're gonna use this example. So typically, we're actually just gonna use this as an example, select the entire thing and add it into the content view. Now, if I actually remove the dependencies from here, so when you actually paste it inside of your content view Swift, you gotta remember, you don't wanna copy and paste the entire example onto the content view. You want to leave this preview function right here. Leave it in so you can actually see what's going on inside of the app, right? Put your public API key from Vapi and then Vapi API keys, and then you just copy it, right? Copy this public ID into your thing, and then if you are actually using 11 Labs for this start call function, you want to use a custom voice, you just put the custom voice ID right here, and all you need to do is just start the call, right? So this one I have my actual API key on and custom 11 Labs voice ID. So start the call.
Hello.
How you doing? Okay, it's stopping. I'm not sure what's going on, but in the next video, we're just going to be adding onto it, kind of like time of day, weather controls. We're going to start with that. I'll see you guys in the next video.